But I had been basically back testing like low market cap coins around like 10 million mark.
Mm.
And then, just looking at kind of the project and then looking at the technicals too. And there's a lot of coins that you can make flips, 100% flips on within days,
Easy.
but you have to also have a good exit strategy
Facts.
because those coins are like, they go from dead to alive to dead. So you can just get your money stuck there and it doesn't do anything for a long time if you don't
Mm-hmm.
have a exit strategy. And so I had been looking at like low market cap coins because I, for a long time, this is what I did back in like late 2017, early 2018, and then that's how I had my first five figure day was when XRP
I
was
remember
just
that.
whatever. Like
Yep.
like now there's like a whole culture and a whole like it's actually insane. The XRP culture is like kind of gross, but um, but now I don't want. Actually, I do want to hurt people's feelings here. But and now so it's like there's so many coins like that. So basically, one of my strategies for altcoins is I kind of like to sit right around the 10 million market cap
Yep.
mark, and whether it's above or below. And then looking at the technicals, and you see a lot of stuff start squeezing. And so what I do is I kind of wait until they pop once,
Mm-hmm.
and once I get that mitigation, then that's where I get it again. And you get usually you get an easy at least 100% flip, sometimes more. And so I had been doing that with about like I'd say like 15% of my portfolio I had just for flips like that, which is basically another income source. But then I started looking into VRA, and it was sub 0.002, and I was gonna do the same thing, but the fundamentals were really good,
Mm-hmm.
and the Binance partnership, but wasn't listed yet. That was really really intriguing to me, and then seeing the use case. Like I got my first VRA by like watching a dumb video on some sort of crypto website, and I was like, "Yo, this is actually sick." And
Yeah.
then with the patent, and so I was like, "Okay, hold on, I'm gonna ride this, and I'm gonna hold." Because usually I probably would have got out way under a cent, but it was like this actually makes sense. And so right now it's crazy because it hasn't been listed on Binance yet. We're not even on. We're around 2 cents right now. And I think with the Binance listing, it 10x is at least. So yeah, so I think I don't know with this to be honest, like I could hit eight figures, if it does what I think it
That's
does.
that's
Um,
nuts. That's
so
crypto with crypto. It's so important your timing too on a project. Like, um,
yeah,
it has absolutely everything. It is timing and like the preparation, the prior knowledge. Like you said, it's just you saw an opportunity, you had the skill set, and you had the resources, and you capitalized. But what really for you is something that so I want to talk about something. I think you kind of alluded to it, and something me and you are very relentless. If anybody knows us, me and Mike are not afraid to say shit when it needs to be said. But like I want to hear from you. What's your whole take and like this? I'm gonna relate this to like just your investing in veracity with what what's how do you decipher shit from good in crypto, right? How do you distinguish the memes from legitimate things, and also do
yeah,
you feel like participating in like trendy and meme coins is a good idea? And so that yeah.
okay, man. This is really good conversation because I don't know if it's like a higher ground for myself, but like you and I have gone back and forth on this about like, for example, do we both believe that XRP is valuable or is even a crypto in this space? No, right?
Mhm.
Can you make money doing that? Can you make money investing into it? Sure, absolutely. Like if you got in under like 20 cents like a couple months ago, like yeah, you're already up, and it's still under priced. I won't say undervalued because I don't see it, but so can you make money with these coins? Absolutely, you can make money with a lot of shit. And this is actually a lesson that I learned from a long time ago. And you'll probably remember this, Jordan, but we went to a festival 2017, Pitchfork Festival,
Mhm.
and
That's a decent
I
answer.
remember I remember we were in line. No, we had just got these tickets, to buy food. The system was ridiculous. You have to go in line, get these tickets. Once you have all the tickets, then you go in another line and buy the food. It was really backwards. And so I get there, my mind just naturally is like, just like, okay, cool. Where do I see an arbitrage? Where can I see money? Like my mindset is just always like, I'm just aware of opportunity. And so all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, look at this line. This is 30 minutes an hour. People want to have a good time. Like what? Like people are gonna, if people can skip this line, they will do it. And so I bought a whole bunch of tickets.
I remember that.
And then people were waiting in line. I was like, yo, I got some extra tickets. They're like, and people, this is a 30-minute wait. And I'm like, yeah. And then they're like, all right, awesome. Like, here's like the cost. I was like, nah, it's like 4. It was like double. And they're like, really? Oh, we got an entrepreneur over here. And I was like, yeah, I'm about to make some money. I'm about to come up on this. And then I don't know, but like instantly I remembered where I was. And I was at a festival. And this is a place where a lot of people want to leave the corporate setting. A lot of people want to leave the competition. They just want to enjoy music and they just want to enjoy time with their friends. And that was one of those moments where I was like, damn, just because I can make money doesn't mean I have to. And that was like, I think it's really defined me as a person since that moment, because there's a lot of things that you can do to make money. But that was it was so funny because at that point, I almost got so disgusted with myself.
Dude, I remember.
Not that I needed to, but I just started giving tickets away. I was like, dude, the opposite. And then I was like, all right, y'all take it, like have a good time. And so the reason I shared that story was because I think it's the same thing. There's a lot of project here that could you make money in? Sure. But you don't necessarily have to. And with the crypto space, I'm in a smaller chat with some of Jason's friends, Jason Brown's friends, and most of them are like, 7-figure, 8-figure earners in other industries, real estate, et cetera, and have big crypto portfolios. And I asked this question in there a couple of days ago. And I asked them, I was like, yo, what is a cryptocurrency for you guys? Like, what does it mean to invest in this space? I literally asked this question 2 days ago, and they gave me a very like basic question, a very basic answer. And so nobody there was communicating why they really wanted to invest in projects. Like, were they there to, contribute to something that gives power back to the people? Are they there to eliminate, the power to, the government, or to give people just in any which way? Is it more useful? Does it solve is there other solutions to the current problems in the world, whether it's based off of power, whether it's based off a money system, whether it's based off a voting system, or whatever it is? And so nobody gave me a good answer. And I was like, damn, I like only one person, and it was Mike Sotero. Because he's a G. I love that guy. And I'm actually really happy he has his own channel on DCX, because guys, that will be I'm gonna say right now, that'll be the best channel for sure. That dude's awesome. And he trades smart money. So
heard it here, guys.
He's legit, and he trades the way we trade, and he has a good philosophy on things. So, but yeah, with that being said, I think I'm kind of like a purist in this space. And, of course, like that's why I have a certain portfolio that I'm like, okay, cool. This project, I don't know if this is going to be the craziest project in the world. So I have this is the risk that I'm willing to take to make some profits on it. But that's for me, that's trading. Investing, now that's I'm putting my money, and I want this. I want to be a part of this being badass. I want to be a part of, all these DeFi projects, and say my money is in here, and I'm 0.01% of the reason that this is growing and is doing really cool stuff in space.
Yeah, dude. That's like the whole point of blockchain and Bitcoin is for me, I realized that this is my opinion. I just want to be perfectly transparent and clear that this is my opinion, and I don't think it's factual. It doesn't have to be, but it's not my opinion that your vote does nothing. Like voting for another president, what say you? And so yeah, and so where I realized, I'm like, okay, so if my vote doesn't mean anything, how do I have an ability to influence the world? And I realized, okay, like speaking, connecting, obviously meeting people is a huge way, but really the way that you have that your influence in the world and what happens is your dollars in your pocket and what you do with them and what you spend them on, and especially what you fucking invest in. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I'm a purist as well, and I really am intentional about where I invest my money because, like you said, you're contributing to it. It's not just you're putting money in a pile and hoping it gets bigger. It's like, oh, there's no consequences to that. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
no, you're putting your money in the hands of people and putting it in, based on their vision, based on what you're investing in, based on their white paper. And yeah, there's people me here, and they're like, they used to do all the time. They put XRP in the chat because they know they could get a rise out of me, because I'll legit get mad because I'm like, dude, you don't even know what you're funding. You don't even know what you're putting your money into. You're putting in your money into a system that could be used to oppress people. And this is all about building systems that can free people. And your fucking ass is trying to make money over everything. Like yeah, we don't need more of that. That's the same old we've always had. That's the same old, same old. Make money at any
Exactly.
cost.
Same. And I would say that it's easy to feel frustrated in this space. Actually, really frequently, being real. And I'll be real, even in our own chat, like I'll be real with y'all, like
Dude.
y'all are sometimes like y'all don't even know what's up. Like people are like, where do I throw the money at? And it's like, all right, hold on, let's take a step back.
Mm.
Let's really consider what we're doing. Like how much money, not even like even capital allocation, but do you know why? It was like it's funny because I know I have my hands are the deepest in this in veracity probably than anybody, and I'm the one that's the most careful in the way that I communicate about it,
Yeah.
because I don't want it to be like, you should buy it,
Bro,
you should, like,
dude.
that's
Oh
what
my
I'm really
God.
careful in the way I communicate.
Same. Because like you said at one time that seared in my brain. Do you want to make money today, or do you want to make money forever? And like that seared in my brain about all these situations. 70 people here. Like, this isn't like I love you. Y'all know me. I'm a savage. I say shit because I love you guys.
Oh yeah,
Like,
hold on, I wore this hoodie for you.
I love it. Got the QCB repping. But do you even know what 1% of your portfolio is? Do you even understand how to apply risk management to crypto investing? Because some people, I don't think they do. Like, I get you, and I say, like, I know what you mean, and I finally understood what you felt for years because you've been calling trades for a minute. And then, like, when I was mentioning Reef, and like I'm like, oh shit, dude! Like, people just be throwing stacks at this, and I guarantee they couldn't tell you one word about what Reef is. And I was like, wow, holy cow, I need to, like, yeah, that was a big moment for me. Because yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
why.
you want to help people to invest the right way, and so you
Mhm.
want to be helpful and to, like, yo, this is what I'm investing in, but at the same time you don't, because you don't want people to just to blindly invest in the shit that you invest in just because you invest in it. It's like catch-22.
Yeah, and here's the thing, guys. Like, out of everybody, like, let's say you have 100 crypto traders. I say 2 out of 100 are gonna share this kind of philosophy, because this is like the new get rich quick kind of thing. Um, and so especially with us, like, I could just drop a name, I could drop a crypto in the chat, because also you have to understand your influence, right? I can drop any crypto in the chat,
Mhm.
and then we could basically rally anything. I don't know how much you can really influence
Oh,
it, but
yeah, I get you.
but we could rally a lot of, like, a lot
Yeah,
of projects
small
definitely
cap
rally.
coins for sure.
Guys, in a year, the amount of money that's going to be going through this chat, we can move certain things.
Facts.
But regardless, like, that's not the point, because the point here is for you to be a critical thinker, right? The point for everyone here is for you to understand yourself, understand how you can contribute to the world. So the way, if for example, like, okay, cool, like, you dropped, all right, Reef, by this price, right? Even as the signal caller, it comes with a little bit more responsibility. Trading Forex is easy because there's no emotional at all. It's like, this is the trade, here's the plan. Crypto is different because these projects stand for something, or they really don't, and it's just a facade, right? But so that's the thing, and guys, like, when you're watching YouTube, you have to realize, like, a good amount of people, the coin that they're telling you about that suddenly sounds like the best product you ever heard in your life, guess what? Their hands are pretty deep, in that crypto,
The reason they're telling you.
and they want you to hear that is the greatest sounding project in the world. So you do have to use some discernment when you're researching. Well, and the best of the people are going to tell you, like, hey, look, I'm actually partially invested into this, and this is kind of my perspective. And you can basically gauge like who's a little hyper, and who's like, hey, this is what it is. Not like, oh, look at this potential, and it's just like this is what is. And again, so it's not that you have to be negative approaching this space, but you just have to be aware and play the devil's advocate pretty often.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, then you're gonna find yourself hyped on everything and understanding nothing.
Yeah, man.
Like, and
Oh
that's
my God.
so easy to happen.
Dude, and they're like, their marketing is like, like, they're good. Like, I get it, man. There's communities behind these. You know, you dive deep in these videos, and you start reading these comments, and you start talking with these other people who believe in it and shit. And yeah, you get sucked in the community, and you're like, this is it, bro. This is
Yeah.
bro. You haven't heard about Neo, bro? This shit's on Ethereum so hard. What do you mean? It's like, yeah, it's just
The
like,
thing that I almost didn't get into was Omi.
oh,
I almost didn't get it because it was too much all over the place. Like I got basically the same entry as I did with Veracity, and I got it at like 0.0019 or 2, and I dropped it in the chat, and that's the thing. Like I just dropped something, and then I'm waiting. I'm like, who's gonna ask? What is it? How does it work? What value does it provide? But the first thing that people say is, where do I buy it?
dude.
That's my, like, I hope you guys understand. Like, when I do something like that, I do it to test you. Anything I ever write in the chats is with intention. Everybody here, I want you to understand, I'm very intentional. So if I say something ambiguous, it's because I want you to act.
Dude, I feel the exact same thing because I even pinned the message, refinance, do your own research. Guess what? There wasn't a single question of what's refinance. I don't think there was a single one. And I could be wrong. There maybe someone did
I
missed it, but no, you're right. That's
broke down. Like Chadri went in. Chadri's been deep in that. And Chadri's like in Medellin, is now a fully fledged English speaker.
Dude, I know. He's out there in the Pablo Escobar lakes, wherever the Cuatape.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, damn, bro, they got a crib out where Escobar did. But
that's a cool spot. We gotta go.
That was dope. But yeah, man, I want to kind of switch up the convo a little bit. And you know, the big thing right now in crypto, everyone's talking about this is NFTs, right? You know, if you haven't been under a rock in the last month, you know, NFTs are going fucking bananas. If you don't know what NFTs are, fungible is the word that you're probably looking at. Like non-fungible token is what NFT stands for. And so the best way I can explain fungible is, you know, these things right here, dollars, this one's ripped in half, but these dollars, like my $1 bill is the same as your $1 bill, right? They both buy the same thing. If someone costs $1, my dollar is the same as your dollar, right? So that's an example of something that is fungible because they're all the same, right? All $1 bills are the same. All $5 bills are the same. 5 ones get you 1 5, right? They're interchangeable. And something that's not fungible is something like art. What can you swap the Mona Lisa for in terms of another art piece? Nothing, because there's just one Mona Lisa. It's unique, right? So anything that's unique it would be called something that's non-fungible because there is no direct replacement for it. It can't be replaced. That's something that's non-fungible. So artwork is non-fungible, music, real estate. And there's lots of examples of non-fungible things. And one of the awesome technologies of Ethereum is being able to put those things on a blockchain. And create a new way to trade art in a way that's more secure and safe than it's ever been. So that's the lowdown on NFTs. But yeah, Mike, what's your take on the whole craze? And are you have you bought any art yourself?
So no, I have not.
You don't got no Batman. You don't got no Batman.
No, I didn't fall into Jordan Morgan's hype. Because I've been actually like I've been into this NFT spot for a couple months, but I wasn't like in the gaming, like, because it's a big thing in gaming and all that, and like
Yep. Like
the Marvel
skins. Yeah.
community, which is not my community. Like, I know my place, and that's not it.
That's a
And
huge
so
part there.
I was going back to basically this, right? Unique, provably scarce, and indivisible, right? These are key with NFTs.
Yep.
And what I liked a lot was the music side of it, like the licensing side, the having right your things. And so after I saw Gary Vee start talking about it, maybe like a month ago, I was like, whoa, like, oh shit, this is about to go, this is literally gonna go crazy. And then it did, and it is going crazy right now. And then now you're seeing people like the Logan Paul, is that his name? One of the Paul brothers, or one of them like that. Like, they're selling stuff. Snoop Dogg's about to drop something with like the crypto.com space. And so there's a lot of stuff going on. So I haven't invested into an NFT myself. Like, I haven't gotten some sort of digital art because it's just not my realm.
Yeah.
Not that I'm not willing to, because I think it is pretty sweet. Like,
but you're not an art investor.
Yeah, not yet, I guess. So like for me,
Right,
it's
right.
like,
And there's like, I think there's a big difference between collecting art and then investing in art to make a profit. Like, I don't
yeah,
understand what makes art valuable and what doesn't. Therefore, I wouldn't be able to trade. My personal take is like, I see this like a gold rush. I'm not trying to dig gold for myself.
yeah,
I'm trying to invest into shovels and axes. Like, I want to invest in the business selling shovels and axes. I'm not trying to invest in the gold. Right. And it's like,
exactly.
I'm trying to invest in the platform selling NFTs. Like, that's where the money is for me. Like, I don't know shit about the art.
Because here you gotta think about it like this. Like, at this point, we're our state of mind is entrepreneurship. So we understand, for example, like your connection with Ethereum to digital oil. That was one of the best metaphors like I've ever experienced, I've ever seen. And it was like, it's true. It's how it like it's the it makes it run, you know. And so like with this, that's why economy was something that I liked, and I was like, okay, I'm down for this because I'm not getting art. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not getting an art piece. I'm getting something that allows this to move. And so that was kind of my perspective. So yeah, I don't have an art piece yet. I'm not too deep into it as far as like the whole V. Have you ever it's called Vive, right? Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah, I got the app on my phone. I was looking at a Batman the other night. It was like
So
$40 and it was like 1 of 10,000. I'm like, what the fuck's the point of
yeah, and
this,
there's
man?
levels to it. It's like digital Pokemon trading. Yeah, it's crazy.
Dude,
But
yeah. Oh
with
my God,
editing,
that's sorry to cut you off, but that's that. For you guys who aren't on the e-comming thing, do your own research. As you heard us before, like, be a fucking critical thinker. Don't be a noob. But the big thing with them that I got super excited about, bro, is licensing.
that
So
was why I did it.
NFTs, yeah, Hector said in the chat, he said, I've been wanting to ask you what can someone do with the art of NFT as a whole? You just own it, right? It's just digital. So the big thing with this art is, yeah, you are the owner, right? It's yours, and it's like exclusive, right? There's only so many of them. Like, imagine if, there's like certain Ferraris, there's only like 900 of them. You got one of them, right? Ooh, what they do? Yeah, some people pay big
Yeah,
dollars for that kind of shit. And it's like the digital version of it. I saw the best example of it. It's like the best example of NFTs is you have a JPEG, and then an NFT is a JPEG with a blue check on it. And so you know that
yeah,
that was the original JPEG,
easiest way to do it.
right? And so it's really the value I see so far as I'm trying to learn about it, understand it, all the value in the NFTs is the exclusivity, the ownership, and the licensing. And so it's going to be all about, like, when Star Wars drops NFTs, those are going to be nuts. And like the thing with
Yeah,
e-commerce,
whoever gets licensing on that, yeah,
yeah, that's
those
what
will
e-commerce
probably be
pull
rich.
is. Yeah, exactly. E-commerce
Those
pull,
might
for
be
you guys who
rich.
didn't know, is that they're already in with DC. They're already in with like what are they called? Like some Harley Quinn. And then they're rumored to get partnerships with the NFL and Pokemon. Those are the big two that are rumored right now.
Cartoon Network.
Like, and because
I feel like
oh,
this is the thing that like that was dope. And then NBA Top Shot, right?
yeah,
All that happening. Now that kind of was like,
Cartoon Network too. Yeah.
it was like this is interesting. NFC is interesting because it's bridging a lot of different industries together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what crypto needed.
Yes.
Crypto needed more like real world, like it needed to bridge different market. It needed to bridge the 45-year-old fantasy football player with the real estate agent, with
Right.
the gamer. And like all of these worlds are now merging. And that's what I think is really interesting. And right now people are throwing money into NFTs. People are just doing things they don't understand. And that's amazing. Go and do that. Once everyone is fucked, then I'll go ahead and get in.
Yep. Yep.
So that's my mindset. And it's worked every time.
Yep.
Every
Yeah,
time.
I'm
Every
sitting on the
single time.
sidelines, bro, because I see it as like, bro, there's a big pot of gold out there in the middle of the field, and every motherfucker's running at it with their head cut off. It's just like I'm gonna sit on the sidelines and watch what happens first.
Yeah, so I'm with you. Like I'm not putting money into the art itself or into the NFTs or in the marketplace.
mhm.
I'm putting money into who owns the marketplace.
Infrastructure, yeah, building the infrastructure,
Like,
like building the stores, building the equipment that's going to build the NFT world. And I agree with you, man. I think blockchain has been so long overdue for something people to get excited about blockchain in a way that had nothing to do with finance or trading or like DeFi. Yeah, DeFi was huge,
yeah.
but if you don't give a shit about finance, DeFi is going to be like, I don't care. Like, and so NFTs just brought a whole new community, a whole new world of artists now to the blockchain, like, and part of a whole new community. Because that's the most exciting thing for me right now about NFTs. Because are there people getting rich on buying these things, selling them? Sure, yeah, but it's the people who are really benefiting from this right now, and I think in a great way, are the artists, man. Like, this is really giving power back to the artists, and I'm happy for them because there's no better time to be an artist. Like, if you're an
Mhm.
artist, make an NFT. like,
That's
like
the coolest. Like that. Like I said, that's why I was so hyped on it because, like and my the reason I really started doing this was because, and I talked about it before. I wanted to have my own label. Like I wanted to have my own venue,
yep.
and stuff like that. And so like, and then as the last 6, 7, 8 years, these artists have communicated how their deals are such trash and how you basically own nothing and how you people like it's just like the music industry is one, it's basically like satanic, period. But two, money wise, like you don't own anything. Three, um, you're manipulated, right? So the first person to really, really mainstream go and do it right was Russ. Russ was up for, and I'm sure, guys, if he hasn't said something about an NFT yet, he will. I'll put money on that. Russ drops an NFT 1,000%. I would double down on that investment. Um, it's gonna happen because he understands the industry. And so I think that's one of the really cool things. And I would see it'll be interesting seeing how record labels like respond to that kind of stuff. Because like now, I don't think it'll make a big difference, but it will make a difference because like the news and the media will still always be in charge. But that's going into a whole different conversation. Um,
Yeah,
but
like Kevin had a good question. He said, is basically where to go. Lost it. Are small name artists able to sell their work, or is it harder for them to get their name out there in the NFT space? No, so that's the whole point of NFTs is literally anybody can make one, and that's also what makes what happening right now a mania that makes me not want to invest, Mike not want to invest, because anybody can make anything. It's just like 2017 all over again. Anybody could drop a white paper with an ICO on Ethereum, raise $1 million, and then you were hoping that they delivered something. And so like the problem back then was that there was zero barrier to entry, which is good because anybody can do anything, which is also bad because anybody can make anything. And how do you decipher what's good? There's an excess supply, and that's definitely what's going to happen with NFTs because there's zero barrier to entry. It's only a matter of time before the supply just hits and everyone realizes like there's so many of these things, which ones are actually valuable. And a lot of the ones that are holding value now will fucking tank very fast, very hard. Because those kind of things, when they set in on the market, it's quick. The crash is quick. The climb is like cool, but the crash is even faster.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, this is how you identify what actually holds value. Like, is time. time is that's what is the determinant
Yeah.
of is it genuinely valuable or not.
Mhm.
So the NFT space, anybody can get in, but will you survive? And so small name artists, of course, like this is the way that you can get put on. It's like it's gonna be like kind of like the SoundCloud space, but it's yours. You know, it's yours. And will it be less like it'll be more difficult to get like yourself popping? Do you know what I mean? Like I don't think the NFT space is the place for you to create exposure for yourself.
Right. No.
Maybe right now, if you have some influence, but like if you're a no name right now,
Dude,
um,
the way I see it, it's like
yeah,
NFTs right now are the best fucking fundraising vehicle there is, just like ICOs were. Like if you were any bit of
yeah,
a tech company in 2017 and you didn't do an ICO, like you just missed on an insane opportunity to
like
fundraise.
what was it, EOS that they did like a
1
4
billion.
billion?
Yes, 1 billion. And where are they now? Bro, oh my God. Don't get me started on that. But yeah, it's just it's an amazing opportunity to take advantage of a lot of people excited about a new industry, which is not on it's not uninformed enthusiasm. Like NFTs will change the world. Fucking, I think everything will be on NFT. What really excites me about NFTs is like the fractionalization, like being able to fractionalize assets like real estate, art, big things. Yeah, and like I think of it
That
just like
is,
ICOs. It's like 2017 ICOs launched.
mhm.
99% of them were a scam. They failed. They raised a bunch of money. They delivered nothing. They went to zero. But out of those ICOs, you have Aave, you have synthetics, you have some really dope projects that actually survived, that actually delivered. And I think the same thing's happening right now. Of all these NFTs being dropped, 99% probably shit. But there
Yeah.
will be a couple things in a couple of years that, yeah, that stuck through, and you're like, damn, like, yeah, there will be something good that comes out of this.
I wanna talk a little bit more about the fractionalization really,
Ooh,
because that's gonna be a really cool way for more people to get involved with great projects. Not
yes.
in like like real estate. Like let's say for example, through an NFT, between 20 of us, we could all have 5% of a home, you know, and then that would allow us to do something different.
Fuck a home, a
Everyone
stadium,
being
bro. You're like,
exactly like I'll make it like exactly you get an island. You know what I'm saying? Like you could literally um be part of this, and it would be, you know, through the blockchain, like it would be legit. Everything would be legit. And then okay, you can go whether it's real estate or whether it's land, or you own the Mona Lisa.
mhm,
You own, you know,
yeah.
0.3% of the Mona Lisa. And now that's exclusive. That's got the
There's
check mark. Your name's on the list of people who own the Mona Lisa. Um, and so like doing something like that and seeing how that's established, seeing where this will be able to be done. Those are things to definitely speculate. And it's just going to allow people to get their hands into things they normally wouldn't be able to, you know? It's like the same thing as now. If you have, you know, let's say you have like $4,000 and you wanted to get into the trucking industry and you wanted to own
yes.
my truck, awesome. Like now you'd be able to do that, and you can technically do that now. But this would be a very easy way to. Okay, cool. I own half of the truck. I make half of the percent of the profits. This would give me $300 a month because of blah blah blah. So like to be able to do that with really anything, I think is going to be a really cool aspect of NFTs.
Yeah, fractionalization was an idea. When I first heard it, I was like, it just expanded my entire understanding of what NFTs were. Because before that, like, I didn't understand it really. I didn't get the full point. I'm like, okay, cool. You can make some fancy, expensive art pieces that rich people can buy and collect, like art already is, right? How many people here buy and sell collectible valuable art? Drop a one, please, if you're here.
Um,
Like, not expecting a one to be
maybe
dropped right
people
now.
that are looking to tax that out.
One,
uh,
okay, you guys put me wrong. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. So,
Alyssa, yeah, I know Alyssa and Nick. They're in that industry, so
dude, and yeah, but that's a small niche. You know what I mean? Like Hector collects his
they're
shoes. But I think one thing I was definitely underestimating when I first heard of NFTs, and I'll be perfectly transparent. Like first time NFTs like got my radar was probably February, and I kind of pushed them aside. I'm like, no, man, I'm in DeFi. Like, I don't really give a shit about NFTs. And I love being wrong. I love being proved wrong. So I was wrong about that. I'm gonna read on that, but I definitely, I think, slept on the social implications of NFTs and how social creatures we are, and how like concepts like social currency are really going to affect NFT. Because think about it,
Yeah,
how crazy do people go for a blue check mark on Instagram?
crazy. Matt Rosa just
And
got verified, and it was a
and
top.
and that's and that's exactly what NFTs are. It's like, look at me, I got, it's the value. What I've come to understand, and I really think it is just the social proof. It's the social credit. Like, look at me, I have the one of one Batman. Nobody else has this. Like,
Same thing with cars. Like for
yeah,
example,
yeah,
Argus has a one of Supra, one
yep,
of something like 900 or
yep.
whatever. So it's like, yeah, like it's honestly like it's kind of leveraging pride a little bit. It's leveraging social status, like
Oh, and
social pride.
Kevin just dropped it right there. He said, "Do you think social media will ever transition to more of the crypto space?" I think this is exactly it.
I think this
Because
is
who creates the social media where you can display your NFTs, and it's a social media of everyone fucking dick measuring with NFTs?
yeah, because that's the thing. Like that's why the place that makes the most. Cause this is crazy because this is gonna turn into bridging virtual reality
Yes,
with NFTs. If you guys
yes.
have seen the movie Ready Player
Sorry,
One,
dude. Yes,
that's what's
yes. This is it.
that's happening. Like
It's
that's
here.
it. So I'll say this: you have to one. This is and this is going to go outside of just crypto, but guys, you need to have at least your one ear into a lot of different industries. Like yes, maybe you're a trader, you're an entrepreneur, but you need to have at least an ear or have a network. You don't have to be participating, but at least be aware of. So that way you're able to be empathetic and understand a lot of different industries. Because the reason, right? For example, Jordan, how many of your friends are full blown gamers that you talk to every single day?
My
There's not many.
no, no, not like none.
So so the reason that I had an edge on the NFT space was
Yeah.
because the gamers that I knew, they were like gassed about Sandbox, gassed about owning a Batman collectible. And because the thing is, you have to understand that everyone has a different type of flex, right? People who love
Mm.
cars, they'll flex their cars, they'll flex the what's under the hood, and there's levels to that. The people who love art, they have a different type of flex. People who are gamers have a different type of flex. So you have to it's crazy, and I can't believe like on a psychological level I'm getting into it, but there's a flex culture in
Mm.
every single type of industry.
Dude.
So you have to understand that is where money is made. And that is because you have to understand, right? How do people different, like it's a part of identity, right? Because belief systems, that's like the core root of your belief system is identity. And so now with this NFTs, like this is who I am on a digital way. Especially you have to then combine the fact that a lot of the world, especially Europe, is still not moving. So this is the only way people are really able to express themselves via their dollars, like you said in the beginning.
Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna need a second to process that. You can keep talking. No, that was heavy, bro. I never thought about it
So what
that
I'm
way.
saying, guys, is have the person that does this the best in the world is Gary Vaynerchuk. That's the reason. That's the reason that I don't do a lot of different things, but I'm aware. So it's not about always just being involved, but at least be aware. Awareness always makes a big shift in your life. And so you're able to pivot when you at least have the awareness. Because I'm not a gamer, but I understood their excitement. I understood their enthusiasm, right?
And dude, you're also you're an amazing listener. That's why like you were able to pick up on that, and that comes with amazing listening skills. Is like just tuning in. Hey, those guys are really excited about that. Maybe that's something to tune in. They definitely know more about gaming than I do. It's like Tim.
Exactly.
He says it's like I don't study crypto. I study the people who are beasts at crypto. You know, it's like leverage of that. And it's like, dude, that's savage. That's so savage. You're a beast, bro.
Because like you said, like who asked the question about social media, guys? You wanna become astute in this world. Like you really want to tap in. The most valuable currency in the world is attention.
Mm.
That's it. It's
Say that
attention.
again.
And so because what happened, guys, there was so much attention in DeFi, right? It wasn't just us. Like it was everywhere. Like it was going, and everyone was tapping into DeFi. While the attention was there, right, and the business-oriented people were all focused on DeFi, everybody else, they didn't, like you said it. You said it yourself. That's not their space. But while that was happening, then all of a sudden the NFT culture was building, right? And the people who was now you're bridging crypto, now you're bridging these other worlds into their worlds, which is the same way and the same reason why I was able to tap into to VRA was because knowing influencers and and not even that, it was um advertising. People pour so much money into ads, right? The reason that Amazon got so ridiculously, massively crazy was because they were investing a ludicrous amount of money, way more than anybody combined, into Google AdWords before anybody, before anybody. Like literally, they would invest more than everybody else combined into Google Ads, and that's why they went to the top. And so now, when people are promoting on YouTube and everything like that, there's so many fake views, right? Because same thing, it's like fake voting. It's the same exact thing, right? So people, all these advertisers are being taken advantage of. And so you have to know like, where is the attention? So like, I don't know, right now, like this NFT thing is not going to go away ever, ever. It's in now, it's like it. Now you just kind of have to find, okay, how do I fit into this role?
Mhm. I think there's a lot of people like you and myself that will find themselves investing into the infrastructure, like we said before, you know, investing into the people selling shovels and axes of the gold rush, right?
Yeah.
But dude,
Because
that
like
dude,
Batman, I
give
don't know
me
about Batman.
yeah, I mean, but Bill, give me some full transparency here, and I like so I just personally invested in Veracity maybe like a week ago because that's how long it took me to wrap my head around it. Honestly, the first
Yeah.
time I saw it, I kind of didn't dive into it as much as I probably should have. But yeah, like I slowly came around, but it took me a while to like really wrap my head around like what the fuck is Veracity doing? Like I don't like why is this valuable? Why should I invest in this? But I love like I just wanted you to elaborate a little more on your synopsis of it because like that example you just gave right there, it was perfect. That was one of the best I've heard so far of like why that veracity should be valuable. But what was it like? I guess maybe I'm asking you to re-summarize something you've already said. But yeah, like
Yeah.
how did you like first like grasp what the fuck that was? Like what the hell
You know,
veracity is?
it took me a bit. Like I had to look at it and because it had a lot of good like cushions, the partnerships.
Yeah.
Nice, right? So I had a lot of like the marketing stuff that looked pretty good. Like, okay, cool, it's getting partnered, it's part of Binance, and it's got these other things going on. But what the reason that I found it so valuable was that I started to look into, okay, well, how big is the market that they're getting into, which is advertising, which is promotions. And once I realized, okay, well, what are they trying to solve? And the big thing, honestly, was fraud. It was that so many people pay, right, to promote,
Mm.
and there's like literally hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud because of fake, like attention,
Like the
right?
bots that are watching these videos, just running up the views. Right.
Exactly. And so seeing that, I was like, I didn't even know that. Like, I didn't even know like this was like a really big issue, like a big issue. And
Mm-hmm.
so, with that being said, that was like, huh. And then seeing the way that they were actually implementing it, seeing that they also had things that they were already like plugged in through Twitch and through YouTube. And then doing it myself was when I was like, all right, I'm gonna click, like I'm gonna do it. Was when I was like, I was on the website and then I went, it was like crypto something, and then like I watched I like had the video running and I watched it, and then a little trophy showed up and I clicked it. And then I was able to collect VRA, and I was like, oh shit.
Cherry
Whether
poppin'.
this becomes adopted on a mass scale, I don't know yet. But
Worth
I just
investing into.
and I had to, and because here's the thing. And then I realized people love incentives. So if I know I'm gonna get something to finish watching this video, there's a good chance I'm gonna stay here a little bit longer. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when I knew that's it. This is something I'm gonna tap into. Because I myself, I got maybe 10 VRA, which at the time was worth maybe like a
Maybe 1 cent.
fraction of a penny. I
Oh,
was like, this didn't make me any money, really. But it just took some of my time.
man.
And time is the most valuable thing in the world.
And
And
it
if this
triggered that
my time
dopamine
to
response
select
too.
it, then oh my God, that's when I was like, yo, I don't know if this is gonna be the number one thing that solves this issue, but it just did it for me, and I'm in on this. And that's how it was. So that was what got me. And again, I got in a little bit earlier than a lot more people, so my returns were a little nicer.
Yeah, man, I felt the same way about Ave. I don't know how God put that one on my radar when he did, but he did. And I heard a statement the other day. It applies to Bitcoin, it applies to all cryptocurrencies. The price you pay, the price you get in is what you deserve. I truly believe that. Like you get the price you deserve on all these coins, right? So in crypto,
Yeah.
it really you're rewarded for being early. You're rewarded to having intuition, and I think you're rewarded. What I really wanted to extract from you there, because it's a question I get all the time, is like, how do you find a good cryptocurrency, right? What are you looking for in a good cryptocurrency? And like, if you were paying attention and listening to Mike, what he was saying, he was asking himself questions. He was asking himself, well, what are they doing? What's the big problem they're solving? And that led him down to the world of advertising. Oh shit, there's a huge problem there, right? And so it's like, just a general ability to just critically ask questions about things, and that will lead you to the right questions. And if the questions you have amazing answers, then it's like, yeah, this is something exciting that you want to invest in. So that's your method of finding a good project, is asking good questions. And Mike had just gave you guys a perfect example of like what he went through, the questions he asked himself and the answers he found, and that led him to investing, which
Yeah.
led him to a bag. Congratulations, rinse and repeat.
Yep. And that's what I'll say, guys. Like that's why you receive who you are. That's why that's one of the most, to me, one of the most beautiful statements in the world. The one of the most real factual statements is like that's you're gonna get who you are, not what you want, not what you know, who you are. Because if that was 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I wouldn't have pulled the trigger on that because I wouldn't have been able to ask the right question. I wouldn't have even asked questions. I would have looked at it and been like,
What the fuck's this?
uh,
That's
all
the
right,
wrong
whatever.
questions.
If someone else would have been like, yo, this is lit, then I'm like, all right, cool, maybe I'll get some. But like, I wouldn't have asked any questions at all. And so, yeah, that's what it's you gotta really do the work. Like that's it. You just gotta have to really do the work.
And
And
it's man,
I
it's
think
I've never felt like researching cryptos has been a work, because it's like, and you're genuinely curious and you genuinely want to know and you gotta know. Like people are like, how the fuck do you know all this shit about cryptocurrency? Bro, I'm just curious, man. I got fingers in Google. You do too. The only thing separating me is my curiosity, right? And that's it. Like you ask the right questions and you get the right answers. But yeah, man, I don't know if you had another call to run to. I'm sure everybody else has another call. Curtis Cobain is about to go live. I'll do some. I was gonna do a little rapid fire, man, but I'm not gonna lie. I lost my sheet. I lost my sheet with my questions on it for you, bro. But from the ones I remember off my head, bro, Bitcoin or Ethereum?
okay, well why? What's it like? What's the other question behind that?
Yeah, dude, this is just rapid. Just like whatever your brain picks
All
up
right.
on, like how to distinguish them.
Ethereum is more undervalued. Ethereum will make more money, but Bitcoin will never be trumped because Bitcoin is Bitcoin.
Fuck yeah, proof of stake or proof of work?
Um, I guess proof of stake. I like staking.
Like
I'm a
staking?
stake.
Yeah, I like staking too. Proof of work is legit. It provides us what we need, but proof of stake is the future for sure.
Side note on that. If you look at all the projects that really like focus on staking, they're the ones that don't get rattled when Bitcoin dies. Like they're the ones that hold the price a lot better because the money's locked in and your
There's
belief
incentive.
is locked in. So if as far as like long term goes, I think proof of stake is a great way to build up some capital for sure.
Hell yeah. Dude, I wish I. No, man, I can't remember any more of the questions. I had a bunch of good ones, but I had some funny ones too. We'll have to do it. We'll save them for another time. I'm sure this won't be the only time Mike will be on the session, but Mike, just wanted to thank you again, bro. This was lit.
I'll be out here more frequently. You got me thinking, man. Like I know my best place to go get my brain going is in Q&As. So like that's Q&As are literally the number one place where like I think differently too. So I'm always down for this. One thing I'll say, guys, is stop listening to yourself. Start actually like speaking, communicate with yourself. That's something that has helped me a lot in the last 2 years. Like if you just listen to what is going on in your head, then you're fucked. But if you actually talk to yourself, then you're gonna get places. You're actually gonna travel in your mind. So yeah, guys. Jordan, bro, thank you for helping me critically think.
Hell yeah. I like to think, guys. I like to think I bring the savage out in Mike. I like hearing Mike cuss. It's like me being mean. I love it. Bro, Mike, I love you, man. I appreciate you guys. Yo, you guys already know. Drop some value in the chat. Yo, share what you guys learned. Make your friends FOMO, because they definitely should have been on this call. But you guys,
Tim is about to throw down too. For all of you that are Tim is about to throw down live right now.
Oh, you already heard it, man.
You already know.
Bro, you don't gotta say more than that for me. You don't gotta say more than that. I'm gonna go get some nugs from Tim's. You guys already know. I love you guys. Buy Bitcoin, short the banks. Peace out.
Let's go.